say RBI at this point of time will be using its forex reserves. Will be using its forex reserves in order to control the rupee depreciation. Correct? RBI will require a huge amount of forex reserves if there is a sudden continuous depreciation of rupee. Read the newspapers very carefully. You will see all these points in the newspaper. You'll see all these points in the newspaper. For example, whenever RBI governor is talking and anybody will ask him, sir, what if Fed tapering will happen in USA? If you know this, RBI governor will simply use one statement. Even if Fed tapering happens, we have sufficient forex reserves to control volatility in the forex market. If you don't trust me, check it on the Google. Please check it. I know many people do that. Right? What does RBI governor say? Even if a Fed tapering happens, we do not have to be worried. We have sufficient forex reserves to control the volatility in the forex market. Right? This is basically what is the idea of a Fed tapering, what is the impact on India, what is the impact on the forex market, how RBI will intervene, etc. etc. Now let me go to the next one. Right, the next factor affecting exchange rate is incomes. Incomes will have an impact on exchange rate. How? If all of us start earning more and more income, will the demand for imports increase or not? Very simple question. If all of us start earning more and more income, will the demand for the imports increase or not? Sir, how? My dear, imagine laptops, personal computers, mobile phones, etc. That is there in the current affairs only. Right? If all of us start earning more and more, don't you think that we'll start importing more of PCs into India? We'll start importing more of laptops into India? Of course, yes. Sir, only PCs and laptop. Now licensing is there. Then what about luxury cars? What about luxury products? Right? Automatically imports will start increasing. Whether you like it or not doesn't matter. It will start increasing because we cannot produce all the goods in India. Simple. So if imports will start increasing, will it have an impact on exchange rate? Yes. Third one, inflation. Very tricky. Understand this carefully. Inflation. Let me start with very simple example. Imagine you're manufacturing this bottle in India. Imagine you're manufacturing this bottle in India. Today it is 100 and next year because of inflation, it will become 120 rupees. It will become 120 rupees. Now please tell me what will happen to your export competitiveness. Point number one. What do you think will happen to export competitiveness because of inflation? Can I say export competitiveness will be affected? If your product becomes more costlier, your competitiveness will go down. That's as simple as that. Second point, imagine you have 600 rupees. Understand this? Imagine you have 600 rupees. You want to purchase this bottle. An imported bottle will still cost 100. But because the domestic inflation is there, because there is inflation in the domestic market, this bottle which is manufactured in India will become 120. Now, looking at this, can I say purchasing power of domestic currency for imports will be higher compared to domestically manufactured goods? Let me know. Purchasing power of rupees in this example will be higher for imported good compared to domestically manufactured goods. So what will happen to imports? Imports will start increasing. So I hope you understand. Whenever there is an inflation, a country with a higher rate of inflation, the trade from that country would be affected. The trade in that country would be affected. That is basically the argument. Next one is higher debt of the government. Point number one. I hope you have revised inflation. Point number one. If government will borrow more money, what do you think will happen to inflation? Simple question. Do not behave as if we are discussing all these points for the first time. We have discussed all of this under inflation. If government will borrow more money, what will happen to inflation? Inflation should increase. Somebody says it decreases. Great. Those who are saying decreases, my dear, wake up. Go to inflation chapter. You already have PPT. You have collected PPTs. I know that. Famous in collection of PPTs. You have collected PPT for inflation. Open that PPT. Go to a slide where I've given very nicely supply side inflation, demand pull inflation, cost push and demand pull. Under demand pull, please see one factor I've written, government borrows more money. Government borrows more money. Read that. Right? If you keep on forgetting all of this, trust me, economics will be very difficult for you. Okay, so now connect the dots. Borrowing more, inflation will be higher. If inflation is more, don't you think it will have an impact on exchange rate? Simple question. Right? If borrowing is more, it will lead to inflation. If inflation is higher, will it affect exchange rate? Already we have established this. Already in the previous point itself, we have established this. Yes, it will have an impact on, right, the exchange rate. Next, current account deficit. This I'm yet to discuss. Just wait for some time. Tomorrow we'll discuss this. Current account deficit, how it will lead to exchange rate changes. We'll understand that tomorrow. Imports and exports, all of you will agree? Import and export will always have an impact on exchange rate. Anybody who says no, sir, it will not have an impact on exchange rate, let me know why. Because you are importing, you'll have to pay in dollars, you need to convert. Speculation. I'll come to speculation. Last point, let me explain first. Government stability, policies of the government, economic growth and performance. Simple question to all of you. Imagine you have lot of money, you are investors. Please tell me how many of you will take your money, invest in Sri Lanka today? Let me know. How many of you will take your money, go to Sri Lanka and invest in Sri Lanka? Right? You should not invest. Not invest. Why? Don't you think policy, there is no certainty in the government policies there? GDP, no stability. Volatility is very high. Instability in the whole economy. So don't you think whenever government policies are unstable, government policies will keep on changing, flip and flop like this, and there is no instability, there is no growth in the economy, investments will not be attracted. Right? Investments will not be attracted. Rather, investments will start going out of the country then. Will it have an influence or exchange rate? Think of it. Will it have influence over exchange rate? Of course, yes. So stability in the government, stability in the policy, stability in the economy, performance of the economy, they will either attract investments or the investments will start running away from such economies. All of them will have an impact on exchange rate. And the last point here is speculation. I have not covered current account deficit. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Do not worry. Last point here is speculation. What do you mean by speculation? Speculation simply means expected movement of exchange rate may lead to trading of currencies in the market. Expected movement. Expected movement. You are not sure what is going to happen, but you expect that this will happen. Let me ask you a very simple question. Very simple question. Imagine, as per the news, the war between Russia and Ukraine becomes more intense. The war between Russia and Ukraine becomes more intense. Now, please tell me, as a result of this, what do you think will happen to export of crude oil to the international market? Think of it. What do you think will happen to export of crude oil to the international market? Export of fertilizer to the international market? Export of agriculture commodities to the international market? Don't you think exports will start coming down and the prices will start increasing? Correct or not? Exports will start coming down, prices will start increasing. And don't you think all of that will have impact on Indian economy? All of that will have impact on Indian economy, which might simply lead to imports becoming very, very costlier. Simple. Which might simply lead to what? imports becoming very costlier, which means there is outflow of dollar, correct? More outflow of dollar. And when there is more outflow of dollar, what will happen to rupee value? Rupee value will start depreciating. Now, imagine you have a payment to make. Simple now, right? All of you understood the sequence here? Russia and Ukraine will become much more intense. Supply to the international market will go down. Imports will become very costlier. Rupee will start depreciating. But this is your speculation. This is your speculation. You're expecting because of this, rupee will depreciate after 1 month. Now imagine, very simple question. Imagine you have a payment to do after 1 month worth $1. Understand this and answer now. Imagine you have a payment to do of $1 after 1 month. Please tell me, will you convert your rupees to dollar today or after 1 month? Let me know. Right? In this situation, will you convert your rupees to dollar today itself or after 1 month? You should do it today itself, my dear. Most of you are correct. You should do it today itself. Why? My dear, your speculation, right? Your analysis says rupee will depreciate after 1 month. There is a depreciation in rupee, meaning what? Today $1 is equal to 50 rupees. After 1 month, it is $1 is equal to 60 rupees. Would you want to pay 60 rupees to get $1 or 50 rupees to get $1? What does make sense to you? Don't you think because of this concern, because of the speculation, you will convert your currencies? So there was no demand for the currency today, but because of the speculation, can it either increase or decrease supply of currencies in the market? Of course, yes, that will have an influence over the exchange. So these are the various factors which will have influence, which will have an impact over the exchange rate. Now let me ask you a very simple question. What do you think RBI's monetary policy? RBI's monetary policy, will it affect the exchange rate? Let me see. What do you think RBI's monetary policy, will it affect exchange rate? Answer should be yes. Yes, RBI's monetary policy, of course it will have an influence over the exchange rate. Many of you simply say, sir, in the slide you had not written monetary policy. UPSC asked it, but because you had not written it, I said wrong. My dear, RBI, will it influence exchange rate? Under monetary policy, RBI does conduct open market operation. So of course, yes, it will have an influence over the exchange rate. Right? So these are certain very important factors which will have a larger impact on the exchange rate. And at one point of time, do not be under the impression that at one point of time only one factor will be there. Absolutely no. At one point of time, multiple factors will have influence over the exchange rate. For example, today itself, can I say Fed tapering done by Federal Reserve, right? European Central Bank, ECB, has increased interest rates very recently. Right? The downgrading of USA, which has led to higher yield rates in USA. Right? All these factors are having influence over the exchange rate in India. Answer is simply yes. Right? Answer is yes, by the way. Okay? Done? So these are some of the very important factors that will influence exchange rate. Tomorrow we will take up, right, the concept of nominal exchange rate, real exchange rate, nominal effective exchange rate, real effective exchange rate, then the concept of balance. Okay, so tomorrow we'll continue, but before that, if you have any other questions, please do let me know so that we can address the question and close the discussion for today. Sir, why not Indian government fix exchange rate like China government? I've told you this. If government of India will do that, then right, Chinese government overtly it will start doing it. USA government will do it. Nobody will get the benefit. What is the impact if 1 rupee is equal to $1? My dear, let me ask you a very simple question. Today, let's say $1 is equal to 70 rupees. You're asking me $1 is equal to 1 rupee. What will happen? Please tell me. If $1 becomes 1 rupee, can I say rupee has up